If the item's title sounds like someone from 2004, you know you're in for a good time. Welcome to Everyone Does Music, where today we're checking out the newest album and the debut studio album from Across the Whitewater Tower called If You Died Now, What Would They Remember? I discovered these guys through some metal groups on Facebook, and ever since the first time I heard of one of their songs, I was immediately in love with their sound. In fact, I'm even lucky enough to own a test press of their last album, that being Phantom Pains. Look at that, look at that, it's my only test press. I'm happy about this. I'm proud of it. Now I just gotta secure a test press from this new album. That's gonna take some work. Regardless though, their unique brand and blend of metalcore combines a lot of classic elements along with some modern takes on the genre, really creating a unique and fresh atmosphere around them. Whether it's the glass-shattering high ends of the screams, the gritty lows, or the surprise rap and just normal clean sections that come about from time to time, there's always something new to discover from track to track. So let's get into this new batch of tracks. Let's get into this new album. Let's get things off with a song that I feel really shows off the range this band has, that being one of their pre-release singles, Anxiety, The Thing That Kills Me. From start to finish, as far as I can understand from listening to the song and watching the music video, we have 3 vocalists on this first track, which are already off to a great start. We got multiple people putting their talents forward. From what I can understand, it was Matt, Devon, and seemingly Evan, according to the music video, each with a different style and talent bring to the table on the vocal side of things. Devontae brings things in with an anticipation building verse before Matt comes in with a vengeance in mind. The transitions from vocalist to vocalist on this release are insane as is, but this especially shows the effortless moments that come between the verse to the bridge to the chorus and all the way back around again before the song finishes up. Being a multi-vocalist act, Across Whitewater Tower has the same, again, heavy word here, but same kind of risk that every band like this goes through, where it's like, okay, we got a lot of different voices, how's this can translate to the actual album? But these guys pull it off with flawless transitions and flawless delivery as well. This isn't to say that Anxiety, The Thing That Kills Me is just a song where the vocalists shine. Other members of the band do just as much, especially with Miles, the bassist, offering some exceptionally heavy moments on his end in a genre that, I say this so often, oftentimes doesn't give a whole lot of room for the bassist to have a little fun, have little extra moments within the song. But Across the Across the Whitewater Tower knows how to give every single member of their band enough time to say, hey, I'm here, listen to me. And let's not forget Stephen on the drums, Stefan I apologize if I'm butchering your name, offering some blast beats from hell, if there were to ever be some. Because I think those are blast beats, that's something I kind of mislabel often from time to time, so if you see this, please correct me. All too often, especially with the first studio album LP treatment a band puts out into the world, a lot of the songs end up sounding the same all throughout, with maybe the lead single having enough to differentiate it, but for the most part, it's an album of repeats and reruns. But every song on here has its own place, its own variety, giving this album the sort of unique feeling that a lot of debut materials really seem to have. I felt all sort of influences and background ideas in the album's chorus, but when it came to finding brutal, heavy moments, I came back to one song the most. My favorite song on this album, in fact, Hydra Geist. This song is nothing but powerful from start to finish, featuring an overall atmosphere that you could easily confuse with deathcore at times with how heavy it gets. And that's a very positive note as well. It's not me trying to say like, oh, they're going from metalcore to deathcore. No, this is very positive. The momentum is blistering and only slows down to offer more insistence on the heaviness in the come up to the chorus, which has some added in background notes to give it an almost orchestral feeling. Just within the 2 songs I've already discussed, there's a lot of different things going on with so many moving parts, so I can even go far with confidence to say that a song has an orchestral feeling, if that gives you any idea of the range that this band has. Then of course there's the outro to the song, with more separated guitar strings, piano accompaniment, and almost a safer energy surrounding a smooth transition. And what does this smooth transition give us? An interlude track, that being the Roaring 20s, is your obligatory RAR XD. This is a fun and entertaining glimpse into the band's self-aware nature. It had me waiting for like a Michael Bublé-esque vocal quip. Something like, separate this pit, you filthy animal, something like that, you know? It just had like a lounge room emotion that was really enjoyable and honestly a little funny, and not in a way where it's like, oh, this is funny, this is just a joke song. No, it's a song that has some work put into it. It serves the best thing that an interlude can serve. Serves as a quick little break, gets you ready for the next song, and boy, are you even with this amount of readiness, I don't think people are fucking ready for the next song. I don't usually keep reviews focused on sections of songs, like this. Too often I like to kind of bounce in between the track list to give some variance, but I really want to talk about this last song here, this song being Discomfort, to really finish up this line of songs. Overall, this part of the album feels like the strongest section of the album, because there's brutality in the aforementioned Hydra Geist, a brief blink of an eye, and the grounder of an interlude. You feel safe, you got a different atmosphere going in. But you come back in and we're greeted by the same type of thing you've gotten used to, and the thing that you're going to experience more often throughout the rest of this album with discomfort. This song feels like it should be played right alongside bands like The Bunny the Bear or Attila on a tour package. And while in the written review I actually ended it here talking about this line of stretch of songs, I want to talk about the next one up, Wyland Part 3. This song follows discomfort in other songs here on this album's formula up until the last 40 seconds or so, where it becomes a drawn-out rumble, the sound coming to a near halt in speed to allow the guitar chugs and drum beats to just come in heavier, thicker, juicier, if you will. I can't believe I just paused the review just to write more into the review. Oh, I'm sorry, John Best Painting. Are you okay? Shh, I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, I got nail polish on it. Fuck. I make sure to really embellish and talk in quick detail about the heaviness in some of these tracks, but don't confuse that brief focus as an indication that the rest of this album chooses softer, safer routes. Of course, you have the earlier song like Anxiety, but you also have one in here that sounds like it was ripped straight from the days of MySpace. What's that song called? Killing Harmony. This is also the later track Reasons of Recall that brings in the clean vocals for a more definitive role. Truly, this album is a great example of giving each member and each element within a band time to, again, shine, time to be heard, time to be seen, time to be felt. It's a very palpable album. There's a lot in this band's arsenal, and you could make a lot of comparisons. Like, I already made comparisons to how they could be touring with the Bunny the Bear, or Attila, or let's talk about the fact that they're currently touring with Attack Attack, or they just finished up their run. I'm not quite sure. I'm bad at keeping up with things. These guys have so many terms of influence that you can really bring in and talk about that I could make another whole review just about, or not a review, a video, just about the influences that this band takes. Finally, there's one more song I want to talk about, and this is the title track. To me, an intro or an outro is just as important and can make or break the last couple critical thoughts of an album as the rest of the album itself, if that makes any sense. Let me rephrase that. The first track or the last track that you hear on an album is just as important as the whole weight of the rest of the album. Did that come across? Is the album introduced by a track or instrumental that fits the tone? Is it closed out in a way that feels like it wraps up the stories told? Across the Whitewater Tower brings a close to this debut LP in the best way possible, offering a mainly instrumental track that has brief glimpses of the aforementioned fury, but keeps it split between that and the fading out of the sounds into the background, leaving you with your thoughts and your reactions to the end. It's the climax. It's the apocalypse that has finally come after all the fire, the fury, the sound, and the warnings. You're left with your thoughts. To me, this does exactly what an outro song should, provide similar sounds and an overall sonic direction to the overall atmosphere of the album, while also retaining a moody aspect to it that feels like the ending of a journey in the purest way possible. This album blew me away. Straight and forward, fucking straight to the point. Totally and completely, it's one that I feel everyone should check out in 2022, not just because I'm a personal fan of the album, not just because I have their test press sitting right next to my recording setup. It's so much more than that. These guys, honestly, I feel like they're pretty pivotal for what's going to be the future of metalcore. These guys are going to be on tour packages that are insane within a year's time, if not past a year. These guys are the future of the genre. They're going to be making a big splash as the time goes on. For that reason and the reasons listed above, If You Died Right Now, What Would They Remember by Across the Whitewater Tower gets an 8.4 out of 10. And that's your review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Guys in the Across the Whitewater Tower, if you're watching this for some fucking reason, for one, sorry. For two, thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out because I'm actually going to finally review your first album, Phantom Pains, because I told y'all I would do that back in 2017 or 2018 and I never got to it because I'm a fucking idiot. So that's coming out pretty soon. I just wanted to get the new album done and out. And again, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoyed it enough. Hook me up with some free merch. I'm kidding, don't do that. Regardless, hope you guys are all having a good day. Hope you're staying hydrated. I'm not because I'm drinking a Monster Ripper. I'll see you next time.